I'm Dean Talcott. I've lived in Fanwood for about 47 years. I've served on several committees and commissions. I also, for the last 20 years, I've been teaching fourth graders in Union County classrooms about trees. That's through the Master Tree Steward program, and that's from Rutgers Cooperative Extension of Union County. Their office is right down in Westfield. I've also been serving on a committee, a citizen committee for big trees with the State Forestry Service. Today we're going to talk about 5 or 6 trees in Fanwood. Now these trees, yes, they're in Fanwood, but they grow in different places in Union County, New Jersey, and the Northeast. So whatever I'm talking about, it's good for wherever these trees grow. It's not just Fanwood. All right, so the first tree that we're going to look at, we're right in front of the carriage house. Watson Road is right here. This is a honey locust, and this is one of the biggest in the state. You can see one of the unique features. This is kind of a scary tree. If you look at the thorns on this tree, it's pretty impressive. Now, they've been trimmed off on a few occasions, but this tree says, no, I want my thorns. It grows them back. What's unique about that also is if you look at this, the leaf, it's what's called a compound leaf. All right, there's made up of a bunch of little leaflets. All right, the other thing is the fruit, we call it the fruit, it's not something you can eat, is this seed pod. All right, this is the time of the year. It's September 8th, 2022. And these come down from the ground, fall down from the ground. Inside there's said to be a sticky substance like honey, and that's how it got its name. And this tree is about 140 years old. The reason I know that is because we use age growth factors. When you measure the tree, you take the circumference, convert it to inches, divided by pi, 3.14, and you come up with a number of inches for an average diameter. Then you multiply that times an age growth factor. This tree has an age growth factor of 3. So we're going to go to another tree right in front of Carriage House on the Martine Avenue side of the building. We're now in front of Carriage House. We've got Martine Avenue, Family Municipal Building. This is the next tree we're going to look at. If you notice the leaves on this, I clipped this off of the honey locust. The leaves on this tree are the same, but we don't see any thorns on this. This is a lot different. That's because this is a thornless honey locust. And as far as I know, this is the biggest one in New Jersey. This type of tree is a very good, what we call a street tree. It can tolerate salt, car exhaust, and other pollutants. And so it's planted around a lot. And in fact, if you go into the center of Fanwood, right on Martine Avenue, there's a couple of smaller ones. But just look for the leaf that has a lot of little leaflets. And this is about 150 years old. So the last one was 140, this is 150. This is approximate when we do this age. It's approximate. Who knows? Maybe they were planted at the same time. I wanted to point out this tree. This is American horse chestnut. This tree is over 200 years old. This is smaller than the 2 previous trees that we looked at, but this is where the age growth factor comes into play. The other 2 trees, their age growth factor is 3, so it's 3 times their average diameter. That's how you figure the approximate age. This is 7.5, so this is over 200 years old, and I just wanted to point it out because you'd walk right by this tree and you would have no idea. We are at the historic north side railroad station. North Avenue is right here. This is the next tree we're going to meet. This is a northern red oak, also sometimes called a red oak. And this is the state tree, not this specific one, but this species of tree. The northern red oak is the state tree. The biggest tree, as a matter of fact, that I know of in Union County is a northern red oak. It's along Summit Avenue in Summit, right in front of the railroad station, and it's almost a 20-foot diameter. Right? The interesting thing about this tree, here's some of the leaves. You'll notice they're pointed. All right? Any pointed oak trees that have a pointed leaf, they're said to be in the northern red oak family. All right, that includes pin oaks, black oaks, and also you can see this is from the same tree. They come in different sizes, so if you're trying to identify a tree and you look in a book and they show you a leaf, that's just one leaf. That's an average. They vary, so don't get confused. All right, look for the average leaf, and that's what you can use to identify. And we're also right next to 130-year-old Norway spruce, and that tree you will remember because that gets all lit up in the holiday season. We're in LeGrand Park. This is our next tree. This is a black oak. All right, we're right next to the basketball court, and this tree is 11 foot 10-inch circumference. That equates to 45-inch diameter, and this tree is about 230 years old. We're still in LeGrand Park. We're really right in the middle of the big treed area where we had the concert for Fan Jam in the beginning of July. And actually I was sitting right next to this tree as I was watching Elvis perform, and I looked at this tree and I go, nobody knows that this is a 200-year-old white oak. Okay, one of the good uses of wood, I've talked about that before. From a white oak, they make great barrels for aging wine. I spoke a great deal about age growth factors. This is a little bit more detail, so you can understand a little bit better what I'm talking about. This one is about an 11-inch diameter. This one is about a 7-inch diameter. You think this is older? It's not. This is about 40 years old. This one is about 70 years old. If you look at it, it's hard to see the age growth rings. I had to use a magnifying glass to count them. And this one, you can see it's much bigger. The other thing I can note on that is you can see that some of the age growth rings are bigger than others. Those are good years where they had a good amount of rain and proper conditions for photosynthesis to occur. So this tree would be having a age growth factor of about 4. This one's about 8. So now you have a better idea of what I'm talking about when it comes to age growth factors. We're done now with visiting trees. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you learned something. I hope it even made you hungrier to learn more about trees. You can go to Union County Parks. There are tree trails in Union County Parks. They have the signs that was put up by the master tree stewards. And there is an incredible number of different trees, and I've been doing this for over 20 years, and I just keep learning more. I'm more amazed. So thank you for joining us today for Fanwood Big and Old Trees. I'm Dean Talcott. Bye.